What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot, and today we have in front of you the Transformers Legacy United Cyberverse Universe Windblade. Now, I guess this is a deluxe size figure based on the Cyberverse Windblade, where I do feel like it is a little smaller than I like, and I'm seeing shrinkflation come through here. But of course, we're going to keep this review short as we can. So before we start looking at the figure, we'll look at the packaging first. And it does come in the same open box, but now they have the twisty ties back. As you can see here, the front of the packaging. Here is the right side. And this is the left side or right side, whichever way you're facing. And you can see the artwork with her on it. And it's only 16 steps to transform. And of course, these are the instructions in this kind of royal blue and red paper here. So that's everything right there in a nutshell. And if you just one moment. Now the figure itself is primarily red, and it does come with nothing but this sword on the bottom. I did try to paint these gray, but they just did not turn out well. So they just got a little bit more of a shine to it than I like. But oh well, we'll deal with that. And it is red, and on the other side here, it is fairly decent. Everything's covered up. The wings are smaller. It has these rotating things here, which the front side is so dull and the other side has got this nice silver. So I mean, you could flip it and rotate it however you want. It's your thing. There's silver at the top with the blue here. Clear canopy. Does the canopy open? No, it does not. I think it's kind of one of those like peered in things. There is a landing gear that comes out from here. And of course it has the stationary gear. And then finally it just has this sword, which is just one piece. No guns, no other weapons, nothing like that. You're paying $25 for this now. It's decent. Like I said before, it's decent, but I don't know. But we're going to do a little quick comparison here with another deluxe size vehicle that I have just floating around, and that is Minerva here, which is the Walgreens exclusive. As you can see that there, and yeah, they're pretty much the same size there. But then we're also going to bring out the last Windblade that I have available on deck, and that is the Legends version. And the Legends version is going to be slightly bigger than that one, which is telling. So before we continue, let's do some measurements here real quick. Though this isn't a review about this version of Windblade, there are some things that I see here, and I'll explain in a minute. So let's just take the sword off because it just would look like extra thrust. And this would be approximately, let's see here, in jet mode, about 6 inches. Okay. And the width is about a little close to 5.5. Now, just to show you, this is from 2015, 2016, depending on which version you have. And this is about almost a little right at 6.5 inches in length. And in width, it is about the same, about close to 6.5. So we do get more of a bigger figure. Now, as far as weight, we know that Titans Return, well, this is the Legends version, they still were light on plastic. This is about the same size, a little more of a density to it because it's smaller, but it feels just about the same in weight. And of course, though, here's the differences of what else we get with the figure. Now, what kind of bothers me about the current lineup of what we have with this Windblade, I know it's supposed to be based on the Cyberverse because there's like umpteen versions here. Let's get the landing gear out. So it also has landing gear as well. With this one, you get a lot more parts. So if you had got the American version, this would have probably cost you, back in those days, maybe $15, but you would have gotten the Headmaster. I don't think you got the sword, but you got the 2 blades that turn into like that bucket thing, and you could put the Titan Master inside it. Now with the Legends version, this did cost a little more, around the lines of $40-ish, $39.99 if you got it when it first came out before the gouging of the price. You got the Headmaster, you got the original sword. And this is the sword that came with the first Windblade, which is supposed to be compatible with the animated universe, the original one that came out, and of course this But with this one, you get a sword and a sheath. Now, if reviewers say something about a rinky-dinky sword, I beg to differ on that. You don't really know your toys when you say that, because this sword is a heck of a lot better than this one. I can guarantee you that. You just, like, let's say you get this version, $39.99, but you get a headmaster, you get this, along with the sword, you get better paint. Also, at the time, you got the target master, even though it wasn't really intended for this character. It was intended for, let's see, Sure Shot's coming out. We got Point Blank, so it's the other guy. They didn't get the target master. It was the repaint of Siege Ironhide. I can't think of his name right now. Oh, anyway, this would be his gun technically. So you got a lot more that came with this than you get with this. Even if you got the American version, you still got two weapons that form one, weapon that you could put the headmaster in, and they still would be, that's still more parts in a sense. But both of these are very simple to transform. So with that being said, we have shown off the comparisons here. Going to do a quick obligatory shot of them too. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and get her into robot mode. And then we're going to show off the comparisons to get the review summed up. And we all do that in the 2 and 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic, and let's go ahead and get him transformed. Let's go ahead and move the box back out the way. First things first, let's take this off. Then after that, we're going to fold that up. And first thing we're going to do is fold these halves here. And then once we fold those halves there, we're going to fold those in like that. See this part right here? Fold that. And that's going to become the backpack. Yep, the backpack. I don't know if you could fold that in any further or not. No, because can't. Guess as far as it's gonna go, so just leave it like that. And then we're gonna do is unfold these arms. See that right there. Fold the wings back, and then fold these out. And then the feet have this little interesting kind of like dynamic here. And you can fold those in, and then after that, let's see if I got this. It's only done this once. Then fold these down, and when you fold these down, they form like that. And then after that, fold these back this way. Then rotate that. Separate the feet. Then fold these out right here so that they split out flat. Same thing over here. Now this one, I'm going to do it. I think I did the other one. Okay, let's make sure I got it right. So that way you can have like flat feet. Because if you don't, she kind of gets this weird rocking, falling back. And then basically just turn it around. And just lift these up. That up. And you see like the little tab right there where my finger is, because I'm going to... Oh shit. Yeah, over here breaking stuff. It is light though. It is light. Alright. There it goes. I didn't know it's supposed to go in here because I had it. 4 and boom. Now we have her in her robot mode. And yes, Cyberverse, Universe, Windblade, and the sword just can go in her hand like that, and voila. Now we're gonna go over our articulation, and we'll show this off in a minute. Let's get that out the way. So first things first, the leg goes up to here, knee bend here, ankle tilt. Leg can go back to there on the backpack's in the way. And for the first time in, I guess, history for the modern Windblade, you have waist swivel, and you also have wrist swivel for a deluxe. Interesting, the wings can fold down however you want to do them. The head looks up and down, nice looking up motion there. And you can see a quick look of the head sculpt there. And we'll turn it down just a notch so you can kind of see it. All right. And then of course, let's put it back up. And now the sword. There are little ports right here on the sides, right on the hip, right where my finger is. So if you want to give her like kind of the old look that the old Windblade had, you can kind of pin the sword there. And now you have Windblade holding the sword just like she would any other time. First impressions, despite the fact how I feel about the plastic, this feels still like not as, it's just something, it's all not bad. It just feels lighter than it should, but that's just me. I do like the look. I like the modernization. I like a Windblade that can actually stand up. So and that's a good thing. And of course, we'll compare her to none other than, I'm going to move her out the way. And in height, she is about very well close to 5 inches, right about at 5 inches. So still standard size. And then we're going to compare her to the Titan's Return or Legends Windblade. And we're going to get everything set up here. All right. And as you can see here, let me get the feet right, because if you don't, she'll fall down too. So yeah, as you can see here, I kind of, let me see. So she is a little bit taller. Let's see how much, and get a little height comparison here. Now she is a little over 5 inches to the head. All right, so it's hard to say because this has been on my shelf a long time because I was waiting for something modern. But the only problem that I have is a lot of people don't realize that the Japanese version came with the original Windblade sword, which is 2 pieces. Now, this one is clear, but you can also get an original one, which is purple. And there's a few others with different colored blades. But this is the one that actually came with her, which was the clear blade. So, all right. Everything's looking good to me. I kind of like this. I kind of like this one better just for the modern articulation. So let's go ahead and move that out the way real quick, and we'll go ahead and do the final thoughts. All right, and my final thoughts. The final thoughts for this figure is I actually like the figure. I'm just not as happy as I was with the parts. Something about the plastic still throws me off compared to the older versions of this figure that I've gotten. So, I just want to keep that in mind. It is a little smaller than I would like for the price that I'm paying for, too, is also a problem. But besides that, it does have a good presence on the shelf. It is probably the most articulated Windblade we've gotten in the main line so far. The fact that we have wrist swivel on a deluxe with these tiny arms says a lot. And I'm not saying anything bad about the arms, I'm just saying just the fact that we have that is a plus. I wish his sword was 2 parts, a little bit, give it more of a flair, or at least you could put it on the back, but apparently we can't do that. Little bit of hollowness here and there, but other than that, I still like this Windblade overall. Just wary of the trend. All right, so this are my thoughts on the Cyberverse Universe Windblade. I think it's a pretty good figure. I just don't think it's $24.99, but that's just me. What are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. Of course, please like, subscribe, and share. Again, this is Super Robot Ed, bringing you more news and reviews. Until then, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.